Greetings and welcome to A Nobody Interviews Somebodies. This is the podcast committed to unveiling the untold stories of remarkable individuals. I'm Jerry Klingerman, your guide through the maze of extraordinary lives and experiences. Whether you're curious about the journey of influential figures, seeking inspiration from their successes, or simply intrigued by the human behind the headlines, this podcast is your guide. So tune in as we celebrate the stories that remind us everyone's journey is a story worth hearing. I've always been a talker. I'm inquisitive and want to talk with people who have achieved great things. But it was only recently that I began to think this might be possible. You know, the idea of a podcast is simple enough. There's a ton of them out there, but the implementation is something else entirely. There are a lot of moving parts, and as someone who suffers from shiny object syndrome and some form of ADD, the actual process of starting a podcast has just been too much for me. That was until I met Elena Zenger and her boyfriend slash partner, August Jensen. Hey guys, real quick, just wanted to pop in here and let you know that A Nobody Interviews Somebodies recently started an exclusive newsletter just for you listeners. You'll get behind the scenes stories and additional content from the remarkable stories shared here. If you'd like to be kept in the loop, the link will be in the description below the episode. Now let's get back to it. I would tell myself to just do it. Take the first steps and keep plowing ahead until it's done. This is a lesson I know and have known for a long time, but sometimes knowing and implementing are two very different things. What really got me started was earlier this year, I took a master class from Josh Forti, whom I've talked about before. He is a serial entrepreneur, and even though he's probably 30 years younger than me, I really respect him for what he's been able to accomplish. Josh made me understand that not only was this possible, but it was something I wanted and needed to do. Not long after that, I got reconnected with Elena Zenger, who's also much younger than me and who I've known for several years. And she showed me her and her boyfriend's turnkey system for podcast launching. And it was then that I knew the time was finally right to do this. Honestly, this whole thing is a work in progress. I struggle with time and task management, and that's one thing I'm going to have to work on to make this happen and keep it happening. Stay tuned. Let's see where this journey leads. And that's a wrap on today's episode of A Nobody Interviews Somebodies. I want to express my gratitude to all the listeners for tuning in. Your support truly means the world to me. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions for future topics, I'd love to hear from you. Reach out to me on social media or by email. The address is in the description below. Until next time, I'm Jerry Klingerman reminding you to keep embracing the beauty of every story, including yours.